In this chapter you will learn about working with libraries in TIA Portal. Automation code development can sometimes be very complex and extensive. However, many components and subsystems for automation can be very similar or even identical. The TIA Portal integrated libraries prevent you from having to repeatedly reinvent the wheel. These libraries allow you to store and reuse the objects needed for your projects. They may include software blocks, variables, data types, monitoring tables, process images, faceplates, technology objects, and even fully configured hardware. The range of items in the library spans from individual modules and devices right down to complete subsystems. The major advantage here is the development of the corporate standard, the testing, and the object is saved once at the beginning and can then be reused as often as needed, across teams, across companies, and around the world. We generally distinguish between project libraries and global libraries. Each project has its own library, the project library. Here you store objects you want to reuse within your project. Global libraries are either individually created or already included from Siemens, which can be used globally, meaning beyond the limitations of individual projects. There are three types of global libraries. System libraries are provided by Siemens to support Siemens products. These contain fully tested functions and function blocks for communication, operating mechanisms, and more. Corporate libraries are created by a TIA Portal user's small centralized internal team and are then made available to everyone within your organization. User libraries are libraries that each technician can create and use for themselves. Global libraries are independent of individual projects and can therefore be passed on to other users. You could, for example, store global user libraries on a network drive to allow general access. How is that done in the TIA Portal? The task card Libraries provides an overview of this area. The project and global libraries can be found here. In the Project Library tab, you store objects you want to reuse multiple times within your project. The project library is opened, saved and closed automatically alongside your current project. In the Types directory, you manage types and type versions of objects you use as instances in your project. Moving on to the Master Copies directory. Here you can manage copy templates which you can then add to your project as copies. Once you select the Global Libraries tab, you can open existing global libraries whose elements you wish to reuse in other projects. This is where you will also find the libraries supplied with the TIA Portal. The Elements tab must first be enabled by selecting before its content can be displayed. The Elements view will display the elements of the selected library in Detail mode, List mode or in Overview mode. The Info tab displays the content of the selected library elements, the various type versions, and the last modification date of the version. Let's now switch to the Library view. This view will open automatically when needed, for example, when a typified function block is being edited. The library navigation is, with the exception of the Elements tab, the same as the navigation of the task card Libraries. The elements of the selected object will instead be displayed in three different views in the Library Overview. The button Library View allows you to toggle back to your project navigation with the task card Libraries. You can of course also create your own libraries and store your objects there. When storing an object in your library, you can choose to save it as a master copy or as a type. Master copies are used if you need a one-to-one copy of an object. Store the object as a type in your project library if your object has yet to be further developed. You can optionally add structure to your library objects by adding more folders under the folders Types and Master Copies. In summary, the library concept in the TIA portal allows you to reuse objects that are needed multiple times, share your project know-how with the entire corporation, and support working with function blocks to save engineering time.